Hey coin collectors and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel, and today we're going to look at the 2000 Sacagawea Dollar. This is the 2000P. This is the one that a lot of people talk about because there's a bunch of different varieties and some of them are very, very, very expensive and very rare. And of course the Sacagawea Dollar is right here on the left and the right. This is the front and the back, or the obverse in the reverse. And we can look at it if we see right here it says Liberty at the top. In God We Trust behind her, 2000 under her chin. This is her son on her back. This is Sacagawea, and Sacagawea, of course, was a Native American Shoshone tribe woman, and she was had a short lifetime from 1788 to 1812, but she was one of the one of the guides for, not tour guides, but guides for the Lewis and Clark expedition, which went across the western plains to the west coast in 1804. So here we are just looking at these, and what I'd like to do is kind of take a look through them and then talk about the different varieties. So the first thing that you need to know, of course, is that the United States has had dollars for a long time. This is an old Morgan dollar. See, this is an 1890 Morgan silver dollar. These are pretty expensive, and that's in part because they are so heavy. And so when you get this 90% silver, you're getting a lot of money in it. So in 1890, they had a dollar coin. Here's a newer one. This is a 1928. So by 1928, they'd moved on from the Morgan dollar to what they called the peace dollar. Came out after World War I, and we see it's kind of like Lady Liberty, and it says Liberty, and these spikes coming out of the hair, and the flowing behind it says, "In God We Trust." On this side, we tip it up, it's a milled rim, and then we get over to the back, and we got another different kind of eagle. It says one behind the eagle, dollar in front. United States of America, E pluribus unum here, and you see there's the eagle holding an olive branch, the sign of peace. After that dollar, we didn't have a dollar for a while until the Eisenhower dollar. And here's the Eisenhower dollar here. Now, there are some that have some silver in it, but it's not this one. You can see down here we start to get mint marks too. This is a D mint mark. Liberty to top, Eisenhower facing to the left, In God We Trust under his chin. And this is one of the later ones in 1978. Again, milled, but if we look, we see it has a copper center in it. Then we get to the back, and this is the eagle, the one that I love, one of the ones I love. United States of America, it's the eagle landing on the moon with it's a Frank Gasparo, and you can look there and you can see the FG right there for Frank Gasparo. It says United States at the top, E pluribus unum, then $1 here, and here's the moon, and there's the earth right over the eagle's right shoulder, I guess you call it, right wing. And that was a big old dollar, and they decided after that that they would go with a smaller dollar, try to get the replace the paper dollar bill, and they came out with the Susan B. Anthony, and here's a 1979 Susan B. Anthony, again a Frank Gasparo design. You can see that right here. But guess what they did? Rather than having it be its own coin, they took Frank Gasparo's eagle landing off the moon off the Eisenhower coin and put it on the back of the Susan B. coin too. In some sense, it's a continuity between the big dollar and the small dollar, but in some sense, it took a lot of the identity away from the Susan B. Anthony coins. So in 2000, they decided to make another dollar coin, and that, of course, is the Sacagawea coin, about the same size, but you see that it's a gold or brownish color. The Susan B, of course, had the copper center. The 2000 Sacagawea is a manganese brass clad copper. So manganese and brass on the outside, copper on the inside, but you can't see it. If we flip it over, we see it says United States of America. Here's an eagle. A little bit, you can see the manganese sometimes falls apart right in here. And I should say that the front of this coin, you can see, if you get down in here, a G and a G. Let's make that really, because this is one of the best designed coins I've ever seen. Glenna Goodacre right here, the GG. And so she designed it. Actually, you can see how they coating is starting to break down. Glenn-A-Good-Acre right there with the GG. If we go to the back, we see that there are some different initials here. And in the coin, the reverse of the coin was not engraved by Glenn-A-Good-Acre. It was Thomas D. Rogers. Some people think that says FDR there, but it doesn't. It says TDR right there. Now, this coin initially came out in the year 2000, and it was in this form until 2008 when they started to change the backs of some of these Sacagawea coins. And I'm going to show you one of those, and that is, of course, here's a Sacagawea from 2009. They did a couple things with it. You first off, still see the GG there, right? But you can't see anymore the date. And so these are really confusing to people sometimes. They took the date away from under her chin, and they put it up here on the rim. So let's see if we can get it. And if you keep going around here, and it's hard to get these in any kind of you can't, it's hard to see them, I guess is how I should put it. So this is a 2009 S. So they actually put the date up on the rim and written in the rim, and they did put some of the other stuff. And this, of course, is the Three Sisters, the famous one, and maybe the most beautiful back. United States of America, and here's a Native American woman planting rice and, corn and beans and squash. The Three Sisters, and there's the $1 mark. Just a beautiful coin. So this coin then was replaced by the presidential dollars, or well, they came out at the same time. So in some of your proof packs, you'll find both. So you'll see this is a Washington dollar. This is a 2007 S, and it has a Liberty on the back and $1. So these coins came out during the same years, and the presidential dollars are still coming out. The Sacagawea dollars are still around, and they wear really funny sometimes. So sometimes you'll see a Sacagawea dollar that just has the front worn out. Let's see if we can find one. Oh, that one's pretty good. That one's pretty good. But what happens is the face wears off. And so you get these really, here's one right here. And this is, when you see it, you're going to say, wow, that's a little weird. And this happens sometimes. So see how it actually wears down on the face from going in and out of machines. So wears the baby off, wears the face off, and these can get really, really ugly. And of course, we know that this is from 2009 or after, because why? Because it has the writing on the edge. But when you get one this worn out, you can't even see the writing on the edge anymore. We know it's the Three Sisters, so it's the 2009, but again, look how beat up this side is too. So these coins wear really quickly in machines. So you don't get this beautiful shine like this. Oh, and some people sometimes talk about the silver dollars that they see sold for silver value, and I'll show you one of those. And this is not a actual coin at all. This is just silver that they've stamped. So it's a Lady Liberty. It's 1 ounce of pure silver. And if we look on this side, we see it says United States of America, 1 ounce fine silver, not pure silver, $1. So this is not an actual coin, even though you can buy these and trade these and sell these for their silver value, a little over their silver value. This is not a dollar coin that ever circulated or ever will, because it's worth 20-something dollars probably, and the dollar coins are still all worth $1. All right, so I said I'd talk a little bit about the special parts. Well, the special coins from the Sacagawea were from the Philadelphia Mint, and there was a couple different ones. The first one was the so-called Wounded Eagle, and sometimes you'll see the eagle with a line right through the middle of it. That Wounded Eagle, the most it's ever gone for is about $1,800, I think. PCGS actually rates them and looks for that Wounded Eagle. So if we look on that one, there's nothing. Let's look on this other one here. Well, this is a scratch, but it's not the Wounded Eagle scratch. It's actually a line that goes right through here. And then we can look on the back of this one, and we see that, no, it's kind of beat up, but it doesn't have that line through it. So this isn't a Wounded Eagle one, but guess what? There's other varieties. There is the Cheerios variety. And in Cheerios packs, before this came out in the year 2000, they actually put some of these coins in, about 5,000 coins in, some of which have tail feathers detailed on them. This one, and what you would do is you could actually see the detailed side kind of feathers on it. Side feathers, not on this one. Not on that one either. And not on that one. If you find one, it'll have the side lines on it. So, how many wounded eagles? Hard telling. Not that many. Maybe 70 or less, 50 or less. So, and those can be very, very expensive. How many of the Cheerios? Well, I think they've got up to about 120 to date that they've found with the special tail feathers on them. So those are worth thousands of dollars. And there's one other variety which you'll never see because it's so weird, and that is there is a 2000 Sacagawea coin with a Washington, one of the state quarter fronts on it. So it's not, here it is. So you might find this front stamped, and it actually looks kind of like this, except it's not silver. So you see the different lines on it. It looks just like this, but when you flip it over, it has the back of regular coin. So this is the so-called mule version, and there have been, I believe, 19 of these found when I last looked, but it'll be a Sacajawea Dollar. You don't never see Sacagawea on it. You just see this quarter, but then you can see the Sacagawea back like this. All right. Well, oh, that's which one is this? Oh boy, that's the Kansas one with the buffalo on it and the flowers. All right. So there's our Sacajawea Dollar. This is a 2001 we threw in. Here's our 2000Ps. They are great coins. Lots of error varieties, and can be very expensive. If they're in this shape, however, they're worth about $1, maybe $1.50 if you don't have one and you want to get one from a dealer. And sometimes you can get these that have this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful baby shape on here. I'll just give you one look at that, how that looks with the so-called satin finish. This is a so-called satin finish. Sometimes we take these coins and their packaging gets destroyed, but see how the satin finish stands up off the coin. So these are worth more, $4 or $5 if you can get one. It isn't as messed up as this. And look at the baby in this one. Just you can see the earring. You can see just beautiful baby sleeping there. And there's our Glenna Goodacre. All right, that's all we have today from DC Coinwell International Coin Channel. Thanks for watching our channel. We'd love to have you subscribe and leave any comments you might have in the comments section.